during the break, I was on Twitter and I noticed Amir Locke, Locke, was trending. And I watched the video. I 22-year-old man in his apartment. Picture this: you're in your apartment. You're on your couch in your living room.
He was a guest at somebody else's apartment.
Okay, he's in somebody's apartment. You know the story, I guess. Oh my gosh! So he's on the couch, wrapped in a blanket. It's 6:48 in the morning. Most people do not get up that early. Police bust in the door. And I guess, he doesn't even get a chance to put his hands up. He doesn't get a chance. He's wrapped in a blanket. He's under the blanket on the couch. And they murder him. And this is in Minnesota. Is this the same? Minnesota, Minneapolis. Is this the same place George Floyd was killed?
Well,
it's the same place.
St. Paul PD. So I'm not sure if that's the same.
No, but I'm saying Minnesota. You would think in a place where, your whole city erupted, was on fire. Your whole state was under, scrutiny because of what happened with George Floyd. And then the week of Chauvin's conviction, another person gets killed with the taser chick who didn't mistake her taser for a gun and gunned down that boy, young man. And now this. What do we do with this? And I'm like, the outrage, the anger, the frustration, the pain, because that they wouldn't shoot a person like this, a human being, if they saw a human being. No human being seen here, though, because this is just a Black person. So we could just shoot him. And then the other cop is like making sure he kills him, like moving the gun over, like you're not aiming properly. But what's the point? This Amir Locke wasn't pointing a gun at them.
So
you bust in their apartment. What's your fear? You got on a bulletproof vest, a helmet. You got assault rifles, guns that with sights on them. You got your flashlights. You got a key. They got a key. They opened the door with a key. Tell me what you know, Lamont.
Well, I have not seen the video.
See the video. I'm not even going to retweet. Let me not retweet this video.
Yeah,
I apologize. I'm gonna undo the retweet. And thank you, Qasim Rashid, who has a show on Sundays right here on Urban View. I apologize for retweeting it because y'all shouldn't watch this. It is trauma porn.
Yeah, I've chosen not to watch it, but I've tried to read as much on the story as possible. So just only what I know from so far is it was a no-knock warrant, and after which the state, after 2020, after Breonna Taylor had agreed with local activists that they were going to change the department policies statewide to do away with no-knock warrants. So one clip that I want, hopefully somebody can send to you or you can find right now, is there was an activist who's a part of a oversight committee. She co-chairs like a watchdog committee with the department, and she went off on them, to the police chief and I guess another representative. And really just laid it out, was like, yo, y'all, this has cover up written all over it. Like we need more transparency and accountability, and I'm not going to be a part of this. She called it a sham. I mean, she literally was in their face at the press conference.
Okay, and, I think I see it. Her name is she's a civil rights attorney.
Yeah. Now the audio on that is
Nakima Levy. We got to get her on the show on Monday, Smiths, because she follows us. So I'm gonna follow her back, and I'm gonna DM her. And I just dropped the clip. So let's
the
Smiths,
audio on that is worth listening to. Yeah.
Okay, because it's 45 seconds. So I think we have the time to definitely do that. Let me know when it's ready. This man, go ahead.
So no, I tend to
wait. Go ahead, Lamont, and then we'll play the clip.
No, what I was saying was I tend to get in these conversations with friends of mine who are in law enforcement and other people who continue to be shocked. And it really comes down to training. Like these officers are following their training. And I think a lot of us, we have to get that through our head. These aren't accidents. These aren't one-offs. There's a culture.
Mm-hmm.
There is a culture. And I'll leave it at that.
No, there's a culture. And the fact that they know they got cameras on them tells me something else is going on.
Doesn't matter.
Everybody, taser, taser, taser. I know damn well this ain't my taser because I know the difference. I've been on this force. I train people in this. I'm going to shoot this person. I'm going to put my knee on this neck, and then the rest of these cops who are also on it, they're going to sit there and I'm going to wait. I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to make sure he's dead. I'm going to make sure he's dead. And I'm going to push the paramedics away from saving his life. And I'm not going to give him any life-saving measures at all. I'm going to bust in this apartment. I'm going to make sure the gun is pointed at his body. No, move the gun over here. Is there initiation? Like, I don't know what's happening because it just doesn't make any sense logically that you would take life when you've sworn to serve and protect life. This makes no sense to me.
And then the whole possessing a gun, like I every time I read or hear that, it just is complete bullshit to me when someone has a gun. I don't know Minneapolis, Minnesota state laws, but there are some laws where you can have. Now, the reaction that law enforcement
I believe he actually had a license. I think I read that. Amir had a license.
If he did not raise it in a threatening posture, then what gives you the right to do that, to fear for your life? When you know, not even Kyle Rittenhouse, but the hundreds of others, or any clip you can see on the internet where somebody else is walking around with a gun in a threatening manner and they're taken into custody. So how do you justify this type of scenario?
That looks like an execution. I didn't see him do anything but rustle under the wake up at 6:48 in the morning.
And before they shot, did they know he had it?
Exactly.
Could you see it under the blanket?
Exactly. Smith, play the clip of this attorney laying him out, please.
One cop opened fire and took the life of a child who was trying to go back into his blanket. Any mom can see what happened there. So I can't tolerate the whitewashing. I'm sorry, y'all. We can't do this. I know you have your narrative. I know you have your script. I know you guys didn't personally go shoot somebody, but you do have the opportunity to make it right. To talk about the fact that you changed the no-knock warrant policy. Where's the evidence of that? That wasn't present on what happened to Amir Locke. So if I'm going to be the co-chair of this group, I'm expecting strong leadership. I'm expecting integrity, and I'm expecting accountability. Yes. You guys aren't going to waste my goddamn time.
Okay. Smith, let's reach out to her. Get attorney Levy on, Nakima Levy Armstrong. Let's get her on the show.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Wild.
They never on pause. They don't take breaks.
Yeah. Somebody said they're slow learners. No, they've learned.
No,
they're on mission.
Yeah, they're on mission. They know what they're doing.
Okay. All right.
They don't take breaks
at all. Like you would think. All right. Let's a couple of years. You know, that Chauvin thing didn't look good for us. He got convicted to a lot of years. Let's just lay low. Nope. Taser. Now this. John in Minneapolis, welcome.
Thank you for taking my call, Ms. Hunter. I've been listening to you for a long time, a first-time caller.
Welcome.
But you have some amazing points. I appreciate the work that you're doing. But I'm here in Minneapolis, so the police department was the Minneapolis Police Department. The warrant wasn't for the young man who was in the house. You got that correct. And the whole body cam footage was 16 seconds. They shot within 9 seconds. The kid never had a chance to do anything. And so I have to disagree. I am in law enforcement. I'm African-American. I did 20 years and I walked away after the George Floyd incident. I walked away from some of the things I was doing. But the training is always to de-escalate the situation. It's always to de-escalate. At no time when they saw the weapon did they ever say, put your weapon down. Please don't do that. So it's just a choice that these guys are making. There was 5 gentlemen. There's 5 police officers who walked into that room with shields and body armor. He was not a threat to anyone. Nope. And we just got to stop accepting that narrative. So you would be blessed to get Miss Levy on. She is part of a organization that has been formed to try to repair the relationship between the community and between the police department. But she's right. They keep whitewashing it. So the video was not released until 3 days later because they said they were trying to get the family to prove another whitewash lie. They weren't trying to get the. They were trying to sweep it under the rug so nobody knew.
It's long, and you call them gentlemen. I'm gonna call them killers because that's what I saw. And I know they wouldn't do it if it were a white neighborhood with white people, and if it was a white person under the blanket, they wouldn't have shot him. They wouldn't have killed him. I saw them take Kyle Rittenhouse, who had an assault rifle and had killed 2 people, alive. I saw them take Dylan Roof, not just alive, got him burgers because he was hungry. After we know he slaughtered 9 people, there's a different deference that they have for white life. Period. And please dispute it. Yes, you could pull out one case where a white person might have been shot at some point, but this is an epidemic, and it happens too frequently. So the fact that Colin Kaepernick lost his career just to bring attention to it tells you everything. And the NFL's response was whiteball him from the list. Tells you everything about the culture and the tone and the tenor in this country. That's the norm. That's the norm. They're not operating outside of the norm, John. And I know you were part of it, or you're part of it. It's a brotherhood. But even that, you're indoctrinated into a mind frame of like you're part of a team until you're not. Did you feel safe while you were on the force?
No, but I was in corrections. I wasn't in the police department. I was in corrections, so it's a different field. But you're absolutely correct. But one of the things that you can have, because I know you have Smiz who does the research. Literally the same week that the George Floyd incident happened, there was a white man in a truck just ramming the police back and forth. At no time did they draw the weapons on them. They calmed them down. They de-escalated them for minutes, Karen, for not for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, just taking this truck and using it as a weapon. And at no time did they draw their weapons or try to shoot the car up. But it's what is accepted. So when we talk about the millions of dollars that it is police department, Minneapolis Police Department got $8 million last year.
This is too much.
For what?
For their
to do what?
All their equipment, all the militarizing things that they're doing in the police. $8 million is their budget. That's just what I'm saying. It's just the fact that the budget is $8 million, but we still have communities that are suffering.
Wow.
A Minnesota man, 61 years old,
Yeah,
dragged police, assaulted them, dragged them over having to wear a mask, and assaulted the police with a hammer. Still alive.
And nobody feared for their life.
Dragged them. No, still alive. 61-year-old man, white man, Minnesota. His name, Luke Alvin. I can't pronounce his last name. There's a lot of vowels and consonants jammed together. I'm going to try Alt Jinbruns. Sounds maybe he's German. OELTJENBRUNS. Dispute over mask. Police arrived. He tried to evade them, and then he ended up dragging a cop from his driver's side window
with a 2-ton vehicle.
With a 2-ton vehicle, and then hit him with a hammer. And he lived to talk about it. Nobody pulled out anything.
About it. Yeah.
And this is in the wake of Dante Wright losing his life unarmed.
There was recently in Virginia. There was a this past week unfortunate shooting on the campus of some college where the guy shot and killed 2 campus police and then a city officer taken into custody. Like, you're literally an active shooter. You're taken into custody. But yeah, so Minneapolis, and appreciate. I wanted to ask John something else, but I'm sure
still there.
John, you still there?
No, he's not. No, John, you still there? He's still
Quick question. Yes. So correct me if I'm wrong. I heard you say you left after 20 years during the George Floyd time because of things that you were doing. Is that what you said? Seeing or doing?
Because the things I was seeing, I forever thought that I was making a difference, and then after all that, the politics of it and the things that seeing people in these correctional facilities for these exorbitant amount of time for 20 years for marijuana and the laws and just the system, it just wore on me too much. I couldn't sleep at night just watching these things where you have a elected official say one thing and then you go into a facility and you see something completely different.
I heard you say things you were doing too.
That's
so
what, yeah.
I'm glad you corrected that. Yeah. This is crazy.